Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome. I, Shreya Agarwal, on behalf of Indian Online School, I'm here today to discuss with you the sample paper for the upcoming exams for grade 5, that is for 2025-26 upcoming exams. So, we have a sample paper here that would help you prepare in your Olympiad's upcoming exams. And the pattern for it goes like it is divided into 4 sections. The paper has total number of questions in the paper is 50. We have 4 sections named logical reasoning, mathematical reasoning, everyday mathematics, and achievers section. The first section is a set of 15 questions carrying 1 marks each, making a total of 15 marks. And the syllabus that is over here, the topics that are covered under this section are it's since the reasoning part, we have patterns, analogy, classification, geometrical shapes, mirror and water images, direction sense, ranking test, alphabet test, logical sequence, puzzles, coding, decoding, and clock and calendar, every sort of reasoning. Mathematical reasoning, the next section is again 20 questions of 1 marks each, making the section completely of 20 marks. Over here, we have number names, numerals, the basic number sense topic that we know. We have computational, fractions and decimals, measurements of various measuring sectors like length, weight, capacity, time, and all of it. We have geometry portion, which covers the different shapes, the areas and perimeters, the symmetry, and also the statistics portion, that's data handling. Next, we have everyday mathematics. That's again a 10 questions set of 1 marks each, making the entire set of 10 marks. Again, we have the same syllabus and the topics covered as per the second section. We have nothing different over here. As well as for the fourth section, we have the same topics, but in section 4 and 2 and 3, the difference that is there is, the syllabus, the number of the questions that are given to you or provided to you are a bit of higher standards. So that is why it's named Achiever section. Over here, we have just 5 questions, but the marking is of 3 marks each, making it a total of 15 marks. So that's the entire paper's division. So now we would be starting off as per this pattern and marking scheme only. So we have a set of 50 questions over here that we are going to discuss. Hope this helps you in your exams. Okay, so we have our first question over here. Find the minimum number of straight lines required to draw the given figure. If you are asked to draw the minimum number of straight lines for a picture, it's very easy. What we have to do is we simply have to draw above the figure that would help. 3 lines for the border of the triangle, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 over here for the rest of the sides of the square. That makes it total 6. 2 for the diagonals. That makes it 8. And over we have 3 bisectors. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Hence option A, 11 is the answer. So the minimum number of straight lines required to draw this picture is 11. Coming to our second question, select a figure from the options which will continue the same series as established by the problem figure. Over here, in such questions, we are generally advised to derive the pattern first. What is the pattern over here? This is a circle divided into 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 portions. Now, from this portion, they are starting to unshade the different parts. One part unshaded, then they are moving clockwise next to unshaded, again further clockwise next to unshaded. So again, the next one would be next to clockwise direction unshaded. So the only shaded portion would be this one left as per the missing figure, and that's there in option C. So that's the required answer. Coming on to the third question, read the given information carefully and answer the following question. Akshit and Divya like to read storybooks and poetry, but not novels. Okay, so we have 3 categories. We have storybooks, we have novels, and we have poetry as per the first statement. So there are there are people, Akshit, who likes to read storybooks and poetry, but not novel. Then there is Divya again, similarly like him, storybook and poetry, but not novel. Then we have Rohan and Meena. They like reading story, novel, and poetry, all three of them. So this is the graph that we can figure out. Now we need to find out which of the following books is least liked by the students. So since storybook has all students liking them, poetry also has, novel is the required answer because out of four, only two students like it. So novel is the least liked by the students. Moving on to the fourth question, Sujata is younger than Mehak and elder than Sonia. Okay, so we would first create a sequence of the names or the people provided over here depending on their age. Since Sujata is younger, we would place her below, then Mehak. So Mehak should be above her. We are putting them in descending order, oldest to youngest, and elder than Sonia. Sujata is younger than Mehak, so she is below, and elder than Sonia. So that means Sonia is younger than Sujata, so she comes below Sujata. Rekha is younger than Sonia, so Rekha is over here. Now, Palak is elder than Mehak. So since Mehak is over here, Palak is over here above her, since we are arranging it from eldest to youngest. So this is the sequence of the people that we have, eldest to youngest. So he is last at the row, Rekha, and she is the youngest one. So youngest among them is Rekha. Next, question number 5. Select the correct water image of the given figure. Water image is flipped obviously upside down. So if we have this, the water image should be a triangle over here, upside down, a square over here the circle, and then the rhombus over here. So that should be our required image, which we have in option D. So that's the answer. Next is a question from the direction sense topic. Sneha is facing the bus stop. She turns 135 in clockwise direction. Okay, when it comes to directions, the main directions, north, south, east, and west, they are perpendicular. They form two perpendicular lines. Hence, the angle formed between two main directions is 90 degree. Now, obviously, if we take the cardinal directions, northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest. So in that case, since 90 is equally bisected, that means each is 45 degrees. Each is 45 degrees. So over here in this question, we need to find 135 degree. 135 degree is nothing but 3 times 45 degree. That means 3 sections should be kept in clockwise direction. Okay, so she was in the over here facing the bus stop. So 3 directions, 1, 2, and 3 sections. If we are skipping 45, 3 times is 135 degree. So now she is facing the hospital. Option B is the answer. Moving on to the next question. This is a question from coding decoding topic. In a certain code language, shark is coded as RGZQJ. If we follow the pattern, all the alphabets have been skipped one in reverse order. We are done -1. So when it comes to whale, we'll take just the previous alphabet. So what comes before W? V. What comes before H, G, A should be Z, L, before L comes K, and before E comes D. So over here in option V, we have the required answer. So that's the option. Next, question number 8. There is a definite relationship between the figures on either side of the colons given. Identify the relationship on the left pair and find the missing one in the right pair. Okay, so we have two squares as an outer boundary and one circle embedded within. If we observe, the next part is the squares both are replaced by the circle and the circle replaced by the square. So basically we can derive the relationship over here is that the internal and the external shapes are replacing each other. So over here is a triangle with two circles figured out. So that should be again replaced. The circle should be replaced with triangle and triangle with a circle. So two triangles with a circle. Option C is the required answer. Next, question number 9. Select a figure from the options in which the figure is exactly embedded as one of its parts. Option A, B is clearly eliminated. C is also clearly eliminated. We do not have this required figure as a part embedded. So option D is the answer. If we observe, it's over here. Uh, over here. So this is the required portion, and hence option D is the answer. Next, question number 10 is from patterns. There is a number pattern which has to be identified over here. Study the pattern of the numbers printed on the following piece of paper. Row 1, 1, 2, 3. Row 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on and so forth. So if you observe, first row has number of rows plus 2 more numbers. Second row has 2 plus 2 more numbers. So the pattern is basically the row number plus 2 extra numbers. So how many numbers would be there in the 16th row? Number of row, that is 16, plus 2 extra numbers, that's 18. Option B again as our answer. Moving on to the 11th question. Which of the following element is sixth to the right of sixth element from the left? Sixth from the left and further sixth to the right of that. Means basically 6 plus 6, 12 from the left would be our answer. 12 from the left would be our answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So the percentage symbol option B is the required answer. Question number 12 reads, some letters are given which are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, followed by 4 options containing combinations of these numbers. Find the combination of the numbers so that a meaningful word can be formed. If we just try to jumble this up, the meaningful word that we can make out of this is thrown, Thron. And T is the fourth one, H is number 2, R is coded as 6, O is coded as 5, N is coded as 3, and E is coded as 1. So 4, 2, 6, 5, 3, 1. Option D is our answer. Next, question number 13. Over here, Nisha starts going to school on the 2nd of August. That's a Monday as per the calendar given. How many days would she go to the school in the month of the entire August? Every Sunday is a holiday. So if we see first was a holiday and the number of Sundays we have in the entire month is 5. A month of 31 days out of which 5 days holidays. That means 26 working days she had. So she went to school for 26 days. Option B the answer. Question number 14 is from Venn diagrams over here. Which of the following Venn diagrams best represents the relationship between piano, skates, and flute? All three things that are given to us are no way interrelated. Hence, 3 different circles representing 3 different things. Option D would be the required Venn diagram. Question number 15 is again a number pattern over here that we need to find out. 63, 9, and 12. Okay. 69 is broken with 10, 13. 11 and 14, what would be the result? So basically over here, the result is adding the bottom 2 and then multiplying by 3. 12 plus 9 is 21 into 3, 63. 13 plus 10, 23 multiplied to 3 is 69. So 11 plus 14 is 25 multiplied to 3. So 75 would be the missing number. Option C is the answer. Question number 16. I think of a decimal number, add 3.4 to it, subtract 2.4 from the 2.5 from the sum, multiply the result by 3, I get 9 as the answer. Okay, so over here, the number in the starting is missing. Then a few of the operations have been performed, and then the result is given. So basically, this is this is a scenario of reverse operations. So we go reverse. Since 9 is our answer, 3 was multiplied. So we divide 3. When it comes to reverse operation, everything reverses since we are calculating backwards. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then 2.5 was subtracted. So we add 2.5 back. So that gives us 5.5. After that, 3.4 was added over here. So we subtract 3.4. And when we do so, we would be getting 2.1. That was the number at the starting of the question. So that's the required answer. Question number 17, how many lines of symmetry does the given figure have? If we just closely observe, this figure is symmetrical both horizontally and vertically. Hence, the figure has 2 lines of symmetry, option A. Question number 18, which of the following fractions are arranged in descending order? All the options have 4 set of fractions, 3 by 7, 7 by 8. Next, we have over here. Okay, so let's rewrite it 3 by 7. Next, we have 7 by 8. We have 5 by 6, and we have 2/3. So these are the four fractions that are given to us. All of them are unlike fractions. So the first thing that we should do is find their LCM, find the LCM to their denominators. We can use the prime factorization method. That's 7, 8, 6, and 3. If we just try to factorize this, we'll have to find out the LCM, and that would be, again, we would use a 2. 7 is not divisible. 1, 3, and 3 comes over here. Next, we use 3 because none of them are divisible by 2. And the last one would be 7, making all of it 1. So this is the LCM. Now, if we have to convert them to their LCM, it's 2 into 2 into 2, 8, multiplied to 3, multiplied to 7. So let's ignore the denominator. If 7 has to be converted to this common LCM, it should be multiplied by 8 into 3, 24. So we multiply 24 on top as well. So 24 multiplied to 3 would give us 72. We are ignoring the denominators because denominators would ultimately lead us to the same number. 8 has to be converted to this. So 8 should be multiplied to 3 into 7, that's 21. So 7 should also be multiplied to 21. And when you multiply 7 to 21, you would be getting 147. Next, we need 6. 6 can be multiplied to 3 and a 2 can be taken from here. So you're left with 4 over here and a 7 over here. So 4 into 7, that's 7 4s are 28. So 5 should also be multiplied to 28. 140 we would be getting. And the last one, if we have to multiply 3, we have to convert 3. 8 into 7 should be multiplied. That's 56. So 2 into 56 would give us 112. So now what we have to do is we just have to arrange the numerators that we have just found out in descending order, big to small. 147, 140, 112, and 72. 147 means 7 by 8 is the starting fraction of this, and that gives us our answer, which is option number B. Next, question number 19. How many of the following letters over here have at least one pair of perpendicular lines? Perpendicular line is one which intersects at 90 degrees. So over here, M is having a perpendicular, yes, over here and here. So at least one is required. So yes, A does not have, T again has, H also has, S does not have. So there are 3 alphabets, M, T, and H paired up with perpendicular lines. Next, question number 20 is, what is the sum of all the prime factors of 148? To find the sum of the factors, first we need the factors, obviously. So 145. If we just find out this 1 plus 4 plus 5, it's not divisible by the least prime number, that's 2, because that's an odd number. Next, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 1, 10, not divisible by 3 as well. So we take the next prime number, that's 5. 5 twos are 10, 4 left, 45, it becomes 5 nines are 20, 5 nines are 45. 29 itself is also a prime number. So the sum would be 29 plus 5, 34, option C. Next, coming to question number 21. Moving on to the 21st question. Over here, it's a pair of Roman numerals given. So C represents 100, M represents 1000. So it becomes 900, 5 and 50 and 10, 60, and a 5, 965%. This side we have 1000, 1100, 1200. XL is 40 and V is 5. So 965 is obviously lesser than, so obvious B is the answer. Next, question number 22. A grid 4 by 4 grid has been given. That means there are 16 total squares or boxes, out of which 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are shaded. So that means 11 unshaded. So we need unshaded fraction for this. So 11 out of total 16. Option B is the required answer. Next, question number 23 reads, what is the missing value in the given mathematical statement? 0.25 is multiplied to 12 over here. Again, this side, right-hand side, we have 0.25, a common one. 3 times. Over here also 3 times. So how many times more missing? 3 and 3, 6 times already has been taken. And left-hand side had 12 times in total. So how many more times needed to make it equal? 6 more times needed. So option C, 6 is the answer. This is a pattern of distributive property. A common number has been distributed in different numbers, different pairs. Next question reads, what is the fraction of the given figure shaded? Okay, so if we observe over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and bottom 4, total 8 squares. If we divide the squares in triangles, there would be 2 portions, half, half. And if we divide them in squares, small boxes, identical, we would have 4 boxes, 2 making half. Okay, so now over here, what we have is half and half, 1, 1.5, 2 squares over here, which again makes half. So 2 total squares shaded. And this would make another half. So 2.5 is shaded in total out of 8. Since we do not have 2.5 as the numerator in any of the options, let's multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2. If we multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2, it would double itself. 2.5 would become 5 and 8 would become 16. So here we have, this is the required shaded fraction. Moving on to the next question. Find the fourth multiple of 7. Fourth multiple of 7 is 28. Okay. Next, we need highest common factor or HCF to 144 and 192. To find the highest common factor, since they are 3-digit numbers, we can use long division method. That would be quick. So 144 times, it would be divisible 1 time. That would leave us 48 as the remainder. Next, 144 would step down, and 48 3 times is 144. Since there is no remainder, the HCF is 48. So now we need the product of 28 and 48. If we multiply 28 and 48, we would be getting 1344 as the answer. So option D is our required answer. Moving on to the next question, in the given figure not drawn to scale, ABCD is a square of dimension 40 centimeter, okay? And there are 2 unshaded rectangles. So what's the total area of the given figure? Since it's a square, side into side, that's 1600 square centimeter. Now, area of the unshaded part would be, or rectangles would be 8 into 10, which is for 1. And since both of them have same, we can multiply it by 2 because it would be 2 times of this. So that's 80 into 2, 160 square centimeter. This is the unshaded portion total we have. So for a shaded portion, we just need to subtract both of them. 1600 minus 160, that would give us 1440 as the answer. Option D. Moving on to the next question, over here is an abacus given. Which of the following number is 15 more than the number shown? Since we just need to add 15, if we just observe the last two digits also, that would also help us with the answer. Over here we have 3. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the last two digits are 38. If 15 is added to it, it becomes 53. So the only one ending at 53 is option B. That's the answer. Moving on to the next question, number 28. This is a question from Must Math where you have to find the missing digit. So over here x, and since all the x's are same, they have to be the same number. What minus 8 would give you 5? It So to find this, we should add these two. So 8 plus 5 is 13. Obviously, it cannot be a two digit, so 3 could come over here. And it was borrowing 1, so 13 it became. So 3 is the required answer. Also, if we cross verify over here, we would be getting 3's. So x is 3. Next question number 29. Find the difference between the length of the two ropes. If we just observe, this is rope A and this is rope B. Both have the same finishing point. So if we just find out the difference in their starting point, this is starting from 6 centimeter and this is starting from 4 centimeter. So the difference in their starting points is of 2 centimeter. Hence, that's the difference in their lengths as well. Moving on to the next question, which of the following clock shows the time 4 hours and 30 minutes after the time shown by the given clock? The time shown over here is 2:25. So 4 hours and 30 minutes from here. 4 hours and 30 minutes from here would be 6:55. So if you observe, option B shows 6:45 as the required time. Next question, the left-hand side has two numbers added to a missing number P, and this would be the total. So first we should add the total on the left side, 4 kg, 312 grams, 8 kgs, 204 grams. If we add, we would get 4 plus 2, 6, 1. 3 plus 2 would give you 5, and 8 plus 4 is 12. So already 12 kgs and 516 grams. The right-hand side has 16 kg, 542 grams. So what's the value of P then? We just need to subtract the total of the left from the right. 12, it would become 6. I accidentally borrowed over here, which should not be done. So over here we have a 5. So 5 minus 5 is a 0. 6 minus 2, 4 and a 0. So it's 4 kgs and 26 grams. Where do we have it? Option B. So that's the answer. Next question number 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls when added together is equals to rupees 80. If the cost of 5 balls is 80 rupees, what's the cost of one ball? Unitary method, 80 divided by 5, 16 rupees. Similarly, over here, 3 bats when added, the cost is 132. So what's the cost of one bat then? 132 divided by 3. That would give us 44 rupees. So what is the total cost of a bat and a ball? That's 44 plus 16. 44 plus 16 would give us 60. Option C is the required answer. Next question number 33. How many obtuse angles are here inside a given figure? How many obtuse angles? This is acute angle. This is a right angle. This is a right angle. Only this one is an obtuse angle exceeding 90 degrees over here. So 1 is the answer. Next, we have a question from data handling. The given pictograph shows the number of students who visited the library on different days in a particular week. How many more students went to the library on Friday than on Wednesday? On Friday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 symbols. On Wednesday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 symbols. A difference of 2 symbols, each representing 5. So 2, 5 times 10 would be the answer. Moving on to the next question, which of the following letters have more than two lines of symmetry? The only alphabet that has more than two lines of symmetry is alphabet O because it has infinite lines of symmetry. Hence, that's the answer. Moving on to our next question. A bottle contains 350 milliliters of protein shake. It is poured equally into some glasses. If each glass contains 50 milliliter, then how many such glasses left? So in that case, we need to divide. And if we divide, 0, 0 cancel, 5, 7 times is 35. So option B is the number of glasses that were filled. Each floor of a building is fitted with 20 doors. There are 12 doors in each building and 25 such buildings. Total number of buildings 25. Each building has 12 floors. So the number of floors in 25 such buildings would be 25 for 12 times. And each floor has now 20 doors. So the number of total doors in all the 12 floors of the 25 buildings would be this. So we have to find this only total number of doors fitted in the complex. 25 2 times is 50. So and a 0, 500 multiplied to 12. 12 fives are 60 and two zeros added. So 6,000 is the required answer. Next question reads, Ira runs 165.395 kilometer in 5 hours. How much distance did she run in 1 hour? 165.395 if she is running in 1 hour, we just need to divide it by 5. 5 threes are 15 over here. 1 would be left, the 5 would join. 5 3 times is again 15. So we have already found the answer. The only number before decimal 33 is option number B. So that's the required answer. Next question. Akash has a photo frame in the shape of a triangle. The measure of its sides are 35 centimeter, 28 centimeter, and 32 centimeter. A design is made with a ribbon around all the sides. Around, that means we have to find the perimeter. And the formula to perimeter of a scalene triangle is, this is a scalene triangle since we have all sides different. So we just need to add all of these. And when we add all of these, 35, 28, and 32. That would give us 8 plus 2, 10 plus 5, 15, 5 carry 1, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6, 6 plus 3, 9, 95 centimeters. Option B is the answer. The next question reads, the health club advises every child to drink 2 3 by 4 liters of water in the morning, 1 7 by 8 in the afternoon, and half liter before going to bed. So total capacity of water that has to be drunk in the whole day is this. So we need to add all of them. Since they are mixed fraction, we should add up, we should convert them first. 4 twos are 8 plus 3, 12, 11 by 4 plus 15 by 8, this would become and 1 by 2. The LCM to the denominators would be 8, so 4 2 times, so 11 2 times 22. This is already 8, so 15 carried down, and 2 4 times, so 1 4 times is 4. 15 plus 4, 19 plus 22 is 41 by 8 liters. If you convert it, you would be getting 5 1 by 8 liter as the answer. Next, question number 41. Veena saves 0.55 each day. So how much will she save in 2 weeks? 2 weeks is equivalent to 14 days. So if in 1 day she is saving 0.55, in 14 days, you need to multiply by 14. 5 times 70, 0 carries 7. 14, 5 times again 70 plus 7, 77, carry 7. 14 zeros are 0 over here, plus 7 is 7 again. So 7.70, option D is the answer. Next, question number 42. The number of males in a country is given to be 6,73,248. The number of females given is 5,43,215. Total population is given, so we have to find the number of children. So total number of male and female first we should add. If we add this both together, we would be getting over here 6, 12 lakh 16, 12 lakh 16,463. Now we should subtract this from the total population that we have 14 lakh 90,775. minus 12,16,463. If we subtract this, we would be getting 2,74,312. Option B is the answer. Ankita's sister goes for Kathak dance classes on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday of every week. That means 3 days a week. And each class is for 50 minutes. So in 1 week, she's practicing for 15 to 3, 150 minutes. In 1 week, 150 minutes. So how much would she practice for 3 weeks? If 1 week is 150 minutes, three such weeks would be 150 multiplied to 3, that would be 450 minutes all over. If we convert this into hours, we should divide it by 60. And if we divide it by 60, maximum 7 times we can take, which would be 7 hours and 30 minutes as the remainder, option A being the answer. Next question reads, a vendor sold 1 kg potato for 40 rupees, 1 kg tomato for 60, and onion for 65 rupees per kg. He sold 15 kg potatoes. So the total cost of potato is 15 kg per for 40 rupees each. That would be 600 rupees. Tomatoes would be for 26 kgs, 1 kg for a 60 rupee. So the total cost of these tomatoes would be, if we just multiply this, we would be getting 1560 as the answer. And lastly, the onions, 35 kgs for 65 rupees per kg, would give us a total of 2,275 kg on multiplying. So what is the total cost of the vegetables that we have? 600, 1560, and 2,275. When we add all of these, we get 4,435 rupees. That's the total earning of the vendor. Option D being the required answer. The last question says, next question, sorry. Prachi starts her journey on 28 July from 3 p.m. So 28 July from 3 p.m. if she's starting, she has traveled for 24 minus till 12 noon, it was 12 hours. Until 3 p.m., 3 more hours. So 15 hours total after 15 hours. So she has traveled only for 9 hours. Then 29th, 30th, 30th. Since it's a month of July, there is 31st as well and 1st of August. 4 days complete. Again on 2nd August, she is reaching at 11:15. So that's 11 hours, 15 minutes for the day. So what is the total time taken to reach her destination? 4 days, 11 plus 9, 20 hours and 15 minutes. 4 days, 20 hours and 15 minutes. Option A is answer. Next question. In a town, there are two manufacturing companies. The number of cars manufactured in one company is 4,50,370. 4,50,370. The number of cars manufactured by the second company is 3,17,398. So what is the total number of cars manufactured by both of them? So we just need to add them. And when we add them, we would be getting 7,67,768. 7,67,678 is there only in one option. So do we really need to find the second part? Not really required. We already have our required answer. Still, if we just need to know what the second part is all about, how many less number of cars does the second company manufacture? Over here, we added similarly, in the next one, we just need to subtract both the numbers of car manufactured, and that would give us the required second part. Next question is again from here, a pictograph. Study the bar graph carefully and answer. How many total toy aeroplanes were sold during the 4 weeks? The first week, 27, second week, 45, third week, 18, and this week, 36. So if we add all of them, that would give us the required number of cars sold in the entire week, and that would be 126. Second part, how many more toy aeroplanes were sold in the second week compared to the third? Second week was 45, third week was 18, so it's 45 minus 18, that's 27. 126 and 27, option B is the required answer. Next question. Over here, few of the activities and the time consumed behind them is given. A table is given. Firstly, we need to find child spends how many hours in playing outdoor. Playing outdoor 5:20 to 6:15 is 5 minutes less than an hour. So it's basically 55 minutes. So the answer to the first part is 55 minutes. Next, the child spends dash more time on studying than watching TV. How much has he spent on watching TV? 7 to 7:30. That's 30 minutes over here. And studying 3:05 to 5:20. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. So how much less time? 2 hours and 15 minutes minus 30 minutes. That's 1 hour 45 minutes. Combination of 55 minutes and 1 hour 45 minutes, option B only has it. So third part isn't really required. Still, total time spent on eating. What's the time spent on eating? 15 minutes. And watching TV, 30 minutes. So 30 plus 15, 45 minutes. That's the answer. Okay. The next question that we have is state true and false for the options given over here. The first one, 1, 2 by 3. 1, 2 by 3 can be written as 5 by 3, and this is 4 3s are 12, plus 1, 13 by 4. Their LCM would be 12. So 3, 4 times. So 5, 4 times is 20, plus 4, 3 times. So 13, 3 times is 39. 39 plus 20, 59 by 12, this side we have. And the right hand side, if we just find out 6, 1 by 7, that's 10, 6 of 42 plus 1, 43 by 7, minus 2, 1 by 5. That's 43 by 7 minus 5 to the 10 plus 1, 11 by 5. That would be 35 as the LCM, 7, 5 times. So 43, 5 times would give us 5 3 is 15, 5 carry 1, 5 to 20, and 121 minus 5 7 times. So 11 7 times is 77. If we subtract 200 and if we subtract 215 and 77, we get 138 by 35. Now, if we just cross multiply, that would help us know. The left hand side was 59 by 12. The right hand side was 138 by 35. If we just multiply 59 to 35, if we just multiply 59 to 35, the left hand side would become 2065. We need to do cross multiplication. And if we just multiply 138 to 12, that would give us 1656. So yes, is it greater? Yeah. So the first statement is true. Next, moving on to the last one. So we know our possible answers are either C or A. Both of them say the second one as true. So that's not required. If we just find out the third one, since they have different answers, we would be able to figure out our answer. So 4/5 of 120. 5 twos are 10, 2 in hand, 24 times. 24 into 4, is it 69? No, it isn't 69. So that means this is false. So true, this has to be true as per our required options, and this has to be false. So true, true, false. Option C is the answer that we require. Moving on to the last question for our paper. Match the figures given in column 1 with the number of lines of symmetry which is given in column 2. This first one is a square, so it has to have 4 lines of symmetry, both the diagonals as well as vertical and horizontal. Next one is a pentagon, so it has 1 line of symmetry. This is a hexagon, so it has 6 lines of symmetry as it's a regular polygon, and a circle has many. So 4, 1, 6, and many. That's the answer. Where do we find it? R comes first, then Q1 comes first, then 6S comes, then P. RQSP. Option B is the answer.